because there are lots of cultures here. It's not only the Irish culture here anymore.
This is a new phenomenon for us. It's only 10 years that we've opened our doors and our arms to people from other countries.
Ireland has now flowered to be a more multicultural rainbow society, where you find different cultures, different languages, different religions living together amongst each other.
That kind of shift in society to be an immigrant receiving society is a huge shift, and Ireland is doing it in just a few years.
And we have the potential to get it right and not to create ghettos, not to create isolation, not to create fear.
There has been accelerated economic growth in Ireland in the past few years, and also accelerated memory loss. They went out because of poverty, and now that they're rich, they forgot that they were poor.
It's the most exciting thing that's happened in Ireland for years. The very fact that we have people from other cultures living and working here makes us think about what it is to be Irish.
We are already in a multi-ethnic society. That's the news flash for a lot of people.
There's not much of a difference between a lot of cultures. If you travel, you see that a lot of people are the same. Same basics are theirs to protect their family, to have right for education and better health.
Because they're having to get their kids to school in the morning, they're having to survive on whatever wages are coming into the house. So we know all those things.
Maybe in the beginning people got afraid of there's not going to be enough room for all of them that's going to come. Where we're going to put them.
It seems a threat to some people. The way people came into Ireland, that leads to negative remarks you hear here and there. But there are still people out there, especially those who have traveled. They sympathize with people and make people feel welcome.
If they came to Africa like that, and I saw them, I never mixed with all those kind of people, I'll be racist. It's everybody can be racist.
I think we are all racist, depending on the situation we find ourselves.
It's different, and I think as human beings, we're tuned in to looking for different in case different is danger.
I think Irish are racist. A lot of it has to do with the upbringing of the people themselves.
There's somebody who's different from me who's getting more.
They're getting too much for nothing. Who's to blame? Is it the government? Or is it them?
There's some people out there that just think they deserve it as much as people coming into the country. They've been here longer.
Go back to jungle, that kind of thing is abusive, but I've never experienced it.
I'm not against blacks, but what? You're against it, full stop. Accept it, embrace it, then you do something about it. Stop apologizing to me for the way you think or the way you believe.
There's good and bad in every community.
Especially in Ireland, I didn't find any racism. There might be in some certain areas.
The only way to deal with discrimination today is to challenge it.
Well, I wouldn't be fussed about people that left Ireland to coming back, but it's just all the people that are not from Ireland to come in and get everything. The government should be care about the Irish citizens more than anyone else.
If you find out that there's problems in your country and it might affect your life, you might then tend to seek asylum where you feel you'll be safe with your family.
No matter the race or culture, if you're a mother, you want a better life for your children.
Why people have to flee from their home countries. 1 is poverty, 2 is war, 3 is human rights abuses, famine, natural causes, genocide, discrimination.
The first thing to realize is that in all the people coming to Ireland, the asylum seekers and the refugees are the minority. The majority of people coming to Ireland are people invited by Irish companies, and I stress that word, invited.
47,000 migrant workers are invited in the country every year, which is 6 times more the numbers of asylum seekers.
There are thousands of foreigners who are building Ireland, who are working, who are paying their taxes, who are contributing to the welfare system.
They're getting other people away with everything, and Irish are getting nothing.
They're getting away with it and we have to pay for everything. I don't believe that's right.
The blacks and all the other people are coming over here and they're getting more things that Irish people don't get. They're getting away with everything, we don't get anything off the government.
They're bleeding the system.
So I don't think they should be coming over here.
Completely bleeding it.
I mean, there are so many foreigners that are willing to work, but they just can't. They're not given the opportunity.
There's a lot of confusion in the Irish community as to the rights and entitlements of asylum seekers and refugees.
Regardless of their colour or anything, but it should be fair and straight for everybody.
Asylum seekers are not entitled to work until they receive refugee status,
which forces them into the welfare system. I think if a lot of people knew the actual reality, they would not be as discriminatory as they are.
How would you feel if you were to be an Irish and you're working day in, day out, going through traffic, and yet you see able-bodied men walking the street while you are struggling, trying to make money, to make ends meet? How would you feel about these people?
And the media have a lot to answer for at times where they blow things out of all proportion.
People believe more in what they read in the paper rather than, having physical contact with the people concerned.
I've seen many articles that have been alarmist, sensationalist,
aggressive,
promoting hatred even.
You know, Nigerian men this and Romanian man in jail, and
it's totally negative, and that's where most Irish people are getting their opinions on foreigners from. They portray them as people that have come to sponge off the welfare system.
They live in 4-star hotels, they eat 5-course meals, they are being given free mobile phones.
The portrayal of positive images in the media has been very limited.
What's my kind? She said, oh, you Africans. I said, but you had a bad experience with every black person who walked in here.
And you might never have been there before in your life.
I'm not the person who did that to you.
But because of what one traveller does, all travellers are painted with the wrong brush.
And I cannot let my kids grow up in that kind of environment. I want them to grow up in a place where people judge them for who they are.
I'm like anyone else, you know, I have flesh and blood. It's just that I have a different culture, I have a different way of life.
We're all human beings. You have bad people and you have good people, no matter what race is it.
By informing our children that other people are as we are, and it's okay to be different, it's okay to be of another color, it's okay to dress differently.
I think that the future is bright for us, for the Irish people and for the people that come here, because we're changing.
It's always evolving from one generation to another. And people have to be ready now to accept that the next door neighbor may not be speaking English as a first language.
Your neighbors could be Jew, or your colleague at work could be from Portugal, or your child's friend could be an African. You learn a lot from each other.
And that's just the reality of tomorrow. And you have a different way of life, different style, different religion. I recognize that. I may not agree with that, but I recognize that this is the way you are.
And I mean, it only takes a few people to change 1,000 minds.
All ethnic groups have one thing in common: the blood that runs through our body.
We have the same 5 fingers, 2 feet walking.
We all have eyes, we have noses, we have mouth. We eat, we drink. The food might just be different.
There might be skin color differences, there might be religious differences.
Apart from that, we are all the same.
People just want to live and be happy, and that's the bottom line.
And you see differences, and that makes it beautiful.
The way we behave to other people, that is what really matters.
I don't believe in racism. I don't believe in colors or in nationality. What I believe is I believe in the human being.